Just the good morning, Facebook file now and YouTube peeps. Welcome. Thanks very much for joining us. Just thought I'd start on the 528 hertz flute this morning to raise my vibration. Feeling pretty good this morning. Feeling really good this morning. So, yeah, 5 a.m. freezing cold shower, and then went for a really cool walk. Got my coffee from Park Lane, and then exercise. But I was listening to a really cool book the whole way. I got a new audio book, and it's called The Prophet, and just blew my mind. I've been reading and listening to so many books over the last 10 years that have really helped me and sort of helped me mastermind this, become a mind ninja. So The Prophet was absolutely, just blew my mind this morning with some of the stuff in it. It's going to be one of the audio books that I listen to over and over again, like hundreds of times, I reckon, just so I can sink in and solidify all its learnings. So feeling really pumped about that. Got my Cue the Mind Ninja mug. Just having my chai latte. Trace, welcome. Yeah, so those that are following on, I'd like to welcome you. I'm just about to read another chapter, or a couple of chapters actually I'm going to read today, because they're two very important, and one of them is just absolutely amazing, which is the pinnacle of the whole book, one of the chapters. So I'll be sharing that with you very shortly. Hey, check this out, right? So I've got a $20 stuck in here because yesterday a friend of mine came in. He'd been watching the lives, or his wife had been watching the lives. They'd both been watching it. They just went, wow, this book would be really cool for their friend's birthday. So they came in and they bought a book, to pass on to their friend. And I went, wow, cool, that's amazing. Thank you so much for listening in, tuning in, liking the book so much that you're going to buy it for a friend that you think may benefit from it. And that's a really cool way of paying it forward. And then he'd already bought the book and then, put it in a bag and wrapped it for him and stuff. And then as he was leaving, he just goes, I really like that idea of paying it forward. And so he went into his wallet again, pulled out $20, and he goes, there we go. I'm going to pay the next book forward. So we're going to keep this beautiful energy and the vibration of your book moving ahead. So I'm going to pay it forward. So the next person that comes into Muse Crystals to buy a book is paid for. So that's pretty amazing. Thank you so much, Steve, for doing that. And Melinda, thank you so much. That is a beautiful thing to pass that on and pay it forward for Become a Mind Ninja. I really like that. So, and it just makes me feel good that, there's people out there that even if you feel as though the book's not for you, or, you know all the learnings in it, that it may be written in such a way that you just go, this is how I'd like to explain it to somebody else. Mike's already done it, so I'm going to pay it forward to somebody who may benefit from its learnings and writings in here. So another sip of chai latte, and we'll get on with the chapters. Hey, yeah. I know, Colette. Welcome. It's absolutely awesome, isn't it? Thank you for sharing all this, Trace. You're amazing. You're amazing. Yeah, I've made this a little bit easier for me to read, like today, because I've been looking back. I'm just going to go. Wow, I had the light down too low. I've lifted the light up, and yes, I'm going to don some reading glasses today because the words do look a little bit bigger, and I don't have to go, what's that trying to say? So yeah, first time a lot of peeps would have seen me in glasses, but hey. So be it. Yeah, so here we go. We're going to get on with chapter 5 now. I love this. The Mind Ninja Awakening. Here we go. All right, peeps. When we are suddenly hit with a traumatic or life-changing situation, it feels like a blow both to the head and the heart. Even though your eyes are open and you are seemingly indulging in life, you feel unconscious and numb. This is a horrible state to be in, not only for yourself, but for those in your close proximity. Numb hours turn into days, days turn into weeks, and weeks into months, months sometimes into years, as a zombie-like feeling engulfs your persona and your world. This was my world for many years following the sudden death of my fiancée. In a dazed and confused state, I knew others who found themselves in similar sad predicaments had sought comfort from their God, be it Jesus, Allah, Buddha, angels, spirit guides, to give them comfort, hope, and faith. If this is you, I commend you for finding and having your higher source to communicate with. I have never been affiliated with any religion, and even though I class myself as being spiritual, I did not find myself praying to or asking anything of one particular source. For many years, I tried to control my emotions and feelings on my own without guidance from anyone. I worshipped alcohol, marijuana, thinking they were my friends. This in turn created a perpetual cycle of bad choices and disastrous decisions, keeping me in a loop of depression and sadness. I tried talking to psychologists, and I even took prescribed medication for a little while, but this was not for me. I did not feel a connection with the professionals who sat in front of me with a pen and paper, nodding when they thought it appropriate. The medication prescribed for me provided yet another mask I did not like hiding behind. Hey, don't get me wrong here, hey. If you are having any mental health or psychological issues, I strongly suggest you seek professional help. There are amazing professional people doing incredible things to help people in our community. It just didn't work for me. Looking deeper into religion and spirituality, I uncovered a common thread, a thread that taught me that mastery of self-love came from the God within. Every avenue I ventured down searching for answers about enlightenment, guidance, and growth revealed the same result. The power to heal and evolve comes from within. This knowledge has been understood since the dawn of time and has well been researched by distinguished authors. Wayne Dyer is amongst others who tell us this. Christianity, they say the kingdom of heaven is within you. Buddhism, they say look within, you are the Buddha. Islam, they say those who know themselves know their God. In Confucianism, they say that heaven, earth, and human are all one body. Yogis say God dwells within you as you. The list goes on. So do you see and sense a pattern here? Even though millions of people were praying, chanting, singing to, and asking things of their gods and symbols, they were essentially talking to their higher self, which dwells within themselves. Individuals since the dawn of time have been talking to their inner God and tapping into the universal power that is innate within each and every one of us. With this knowledge, I began talking to myself, only to find that my inner dialogue became even worse, and most of the time negative and critical. Little did I know back then that my ego monkeys were taking control of my mind. These monkeys are the thoughts that bombard us daily as we are trying to make sense of life and all its complications and curiosities. I was still lost, confused, and annoyed, but I was not beaten, and I was not giving up on myself. I continued my journey of self-discovery. The amazing people I sought guidance from would always explain that I had to go deeper within myself to find my God within. Only then could I learn about love, life, happiness, and purpose. The word subconscious came up many times on my quest for inner knowledge and guidance. You must connect with the subconscious, I was told on many occasions. I was advised to avoid prefrontal thinking and be aware of the left brain and the right brain and understand that neurons that fire together wire together. As far as I was concerned, they could have been speaking German. I had no idea what they were saying, and I could not gain clarity around what was going on in my head. I decided to learn as much as I could about the brain. This was, and still is, a difficult task for me, given my limited education and vocabulary skills. I remember crying myself to sleep on many occasions after spending hours reading and trying to soak up information about the workings of my brain. I did learn that a beer and aspirin together weren't helping. Through diligent study, I now have great knowledge of how the mind, body, and brain work. I am very happy to be sharing this knowledge with you in a simplistic, easy to understand way. This is the way in which I wish I were taught, using tangible tools you can implement today to help you rise above self-defeating habits, programs, and limiting beliefs from the past. Visualization was another word and mind tool that kept popping up in the reading material I was consuming on many occasions. So I studied visualization techniques. Visualize. Form a mental picture of, make something visible to the eye. My goal was to see my God. I wanted my God. Well, that was a quick little chapter. Hey, Tracy. All cultures call their grandma by an array of names, carrying their own meanings and definitions. Yes. Welcome. Thanks very much. Hey, Joseph. Hey there. How you doing? Thanks very much for jumping on board and watching, gang. So resonates, brother. Oh, I'm glad, Colette. Yeah, it does. I'm glad it does. The next chapter is going to be very cool. I'm going to share that with you. So, all right, peeps. So here we go. This is pretty much the crux of the book. Now is going to be visualization. And you found your goddess. Yes, I did. I found my God within. And it was only until I found my God within that I was able to find my goddess. You know, yeah, it was kind of wild how that happened. So my goddess, Deborah Toussaint, and yeah, it's absolutely amazing. And the synchronicity of how we think and act, and her amazing book as well, Ignite Your Life. And I read that, and as she was reading my manuscript and stuff, and we were like looking, just going, you said, and I said, and we, and that was just like, you know, and then we had a little bit of a laugh about our books sort of being aligned, and it was absolutely amazing. And it was like hers is the feminine version, mine's the masculine version, but then, you know, all the men should be reading the feminine version, and all the women should be reading the masculine version. And it was, you know, we were just having a giggle on that. So it was very cool. And Deb's book is absolutely amazing. Yeah. So I'm going to get on to this next chapter now, gang. Here we go. So it's chapter 6, visualization. I feel as though I may start just breaking up and just letting you know how I came up with what I came up with throughout the book, instead of just reading it word for word and closing it. So seeing it is alive, and I wrote the book. So I wrote the book. Is that a song? Anyway, here we go. All right, so visualization. Yeah, here we go. With the knowledge I acquired from my warrior and the discovery of the powerful weapon of positive visualization, I was able to chip away at the shell of the past programming and break free from the internal prison that had held me hostage for many years. With patience and persistence, I was able to gain my mental strength, master my God-given weapons, control the monkeys that were causing chaos in my mind, and spread my wings, which allowed me to soar to new, unimaginable heights. You, too, can master your mental strength and gain control of your life, no matter your circumstances. And that I truly believe. No matter what you're going through, you can master and control your monkeys in the mind and just live your life of purpose. I know that. Visualization is one of the most powerful weapons you are about to master. You are about to discover how to load your weapon of visualization with a flaming desire. You will then discover how to shoot your flaming desire with faith and belief, straight and true towards your target without fear. You are about to awaken your formidable warrior, a mind ninja with no adversary. Allow me to explain in a little more depth the visualization technique before we go any further. By the way, you have already achieved this wonderful feat of visualization at some stage in your life. So don't freak out here and let your monkeys tell you any crazy stories of what they think visualization is. Trust me, the monkeys in your mind will try to. Your ego monkeys will not want you to change and will do everything in their power to persuade you to stay in the comfort zone of conformity and familiarity. The monkeys love that, man. The ego monkeys are your worst and most hostile foe. The ego monkey's intentions are usually always self-centered and of callous nature. I love Dr. Wayne Dyer's description of ego. He says the letters stand for edged God out. This essentially means if God is in you, the ego is always trying to stop you from being you. Your ego does not want you to be true to you, who is almighty and in control. A warrior who has a battle plan for life and will never waver from being the guardian, the groundskeeper for your mind, body, and spirit. The ego monkeys do not want you in charge, so they play on the ability to program you through habitual patterning. The ego smokes. The ego eats unhealthily. The ego is anxious and blames others. The ego consumes too much alcohol and is lazy. The ego has edged God out. Just a little side note here, like the ego is an important part of our chemistry as humans as well. So we need the ego, so it can be, it's good for us, especially as an entertainer. The ego is good because we need that to stand on stage and be the performers. We need that kind of bravado and that egoism to sort of, perform and to play. And the egos, it's okay. But the egos that I'm talking about here and the ego, the monkey mind, are fear, anger, grief, critic, jealous, and victim. These are the programmed ego monkeys that sort of try and rule and run our lives by trying to stay in the driver's seat and looking after themselves, by sitting in fear or sitting in grief and, driving us as the vessel into, despair, sadness, stress, So that's what I'm talking about when I talk about the ego. I think I've explained it a little bit more in here, but I don't want you to get confused. It's going, the ego is important. I know that it is, but I'm breaking down the ego into 7 categories that I found generally ruled my life when I was going through depression, sadness, and suicidal thoughts. So that's just to clear that up just there. Okay. All right. Edged God out. Know this to be true because your true self, your warrior within, does not wish these things for you. The task of your warrior is to guard and guide you with tenacity and ease through this turbulent battlefield we call life. You may have been unable to summon and train your warrior in the past because of past negative programming. You may have unwittingly allowed your ego monkeys to become the more powerful dominators of your mind, body, and spirit. Do not fear. It is not too late to awaken your warrior, your true self. It is not too late to reclaim your self-worth, self-respect, and fearlessness. Do not be swayed, but you must understand that summoning your inner warrior may be your most challenging exercise and may take some time. Be patient and kind to yourself during this process. The ego monkey's false foundations are deep, and they sit atop of a very strong, fortified, turbulent tower. When you persist in the repetitive practice of mastering the weapons outlined in this visionary manual, the ego monkey's tower will be toppled, and your strong temple, housing your mind, body, and spirit, will be constructed. Your life rewards will be tremendous. Have you ever daydreamed about a holiday, a house, or a job? When you do this, you are using your power of visualization. Have you ever thought about buying a car or any other object, and then you see this car or this object everywhere, even down to the color you desire? This is visualization manifesting itself. Visualization is a powerful tool that will be repeated many times throughout this book. Take a moment now to imagine visualization being like a huge catapult, stretched to its full capacity and anchored in preparation to be loaded with a projectile. You with me? All right. I found when I made pictures or I painted pictures in people's minds about what I was trying to say, and that's why I like to use mediums, different mediums and illusions and magic to get across my message, that it sort of solidifies easier in the subconscious brain, it locks it in and goes, I see, I understand. So that's what the pictures are for. So once again, take a moment to imagine visualization being like a huge catapult, stretched to its full capacity and anchored in preparation to be loaded with a projectile. With your imagination and your mind's eye, really see, feel, and hear your catapult stretch. It's using all your senses, Smell the wood and the rope as tension is applied. Imagine your catapult being huge, 10 stories high. It is taking tons of pressure to stretch your huge catapult to its full capacity. Taste your sweat as it trickles down the corners of your mouth. This is how you really need to visualize, using all your senses, It is worth the painstaking effort to stretch your catapult to its full capacity and anchor it, because it means your catapult's loaded projectile will travel a great distance and hit its target with incredible force, Now, never give up stretching and anchoring your catapult to its full potential, because if you don't stretch it to its full capacity, your loaded projectile will not travel far enough to reach its target and will fail to break the walls of doubt and fear that are holding you back from reaching your target, dream, or vision. Whoa, I love that. You understand that analogy then, So if your catapult is stretched to its max, when you let it go, woohoo! But if you just stretch it to here, and then and it's got a projectile on here, and you let that go, where's that going to go? It's not going to go very far. So you understand about your imagination? Just stretch it to its full capacity, and then just pop it down, Yeah, it's one of my major teachings at the Mind Ninja Academy when I do my course. It's pretty cool. I love it. And people just go, wow, okay. Here we go. You will get the most from this life-transforming book when you engage your imagination and stretch your weapon of visualization to its limitless potential. Think big, aim big, achieve big. Very few battles have been won without a big battle plan. The catapult in your mind will be known as your visualization screen, or V screen for short. Your V screen will be your inner vision board, which will be used to harness your imagination and creativity. We will be setting up a few of these V screens shortly, much like the high security command center. But for now, we will concentrate on your first V screen, which we shall call your VTV screen, visualization TV screen. Imagine your VTV screen is situated in the middle of your forehead, just above your eyes. When you close your eyes, imagine the VTV screen being like a pair of 3D virtual reality goggles. Once your VTV screen is activated, it is imperative that you understand that you are the writer, director, and producer of every image and show that is projected on your VTV screen, visualization TV screen. Okay? Caution, allow no one access to your V screens. So it's yours, all right? Often our behaviors and our emotions follow our beliefs. These beliefs were generally passed on to you from past programs and pictures that were written, directed, and produced by other people who had access to your unguarded VTV screen. It is vital from this point forward to be consciously aware of the images you hold of yourself. If you did not write, produce, or paint the pictures and images in your mind that you are holding of yourself, they are not yours. You must defrag your VTV screen. Trash any past programs, scripts, and files that no longer serve you. This may take a little time, as any spring cleaning does, but you must be diligent and search deep into the dark shadows of your mind and eradicate any past programming that is not serving you well today. If any image in your mind brings up negative feelings, trash it. But how do I trash it, I hear you ask? Great question. When a negative feeling and image appears within you, acknowledge the image and feeling and say to yourself, I acknowledge you, but you are no longer needed. I erase you from my VTV screen and free you from my mind. This may need to be said repeatedly for a short amount of time, as the monkey mind can sometimes be a little hard of hearing. Say, I acknowledge you, but you are no longer needed. I erase you from my VTV screen and free you from my mind. Say this with an unwavering belief that this negative image and feelings is no longer in your mind and your body, and so it shall be. Once you have a clean and clear inner VTV screen, free of unwanted images, programs, and scripts that weren't yours, you must attach an impenetrable passcode to it. This passcode should be an absurd mix of two words. Absurdity will be used extensively throughout this book. Absurdity, the quality or state of being ridiculous. Ridiculous is good and fun. All right, it's a pretty imperative part of becoming a mind ninja, is absurdity and being ridiculous, So this is where my 30 years as a comedian sort of comes in to sort of help you with the visualization techniques within this book. You must dig deep within yourself and find your inner creative and ridiculous 5-year-old. Stretch your catapult, your imagination. Your 2-word passcode could be something ridiculous like pink pineapple, furry frog, dyslexic dinosaur, red rabbit, or pie parachute. The password you use is only limited by your imagination. Stretch it. I find rhyming to be a good way to remember and visualize ridiculous passwords. Now, this may start to be sounding like this is kind of crazy, this is kind of weird. It is. It is. So it is crazy and it is kind of really ridiculous and absurd, but that is the whole idea. We're trying to trick the brain, right? We're trying to get the monkeys out of the driver's seat so we can lock in something very cool in the subconscious mind, all right? So just go with this process. And the reason that we're making this 2-word passcode into the VTV screen is the same as having a passcode for your phone, for your computer. So only you can be in it, right? Only you can put the programs that you want on it. Only you can make the pictures and do all the designs inside your phone, your computer, what you want. And by having a passcode to it just means it's wholly and solely yours. All right, so I think I talk more about that here, so here we go. The trick is to make it absurd and ridiculous for easy memory. Make sure you don't use common everyday words or language like fast train, big tree, red car. See the difference between the two? Which one are you more likely to remember? Furry frog or red car? Furry frog, man, it's crazy. A password lock in your inner VT screen is a must in much the same way as the lock is to any cabinet, container, computer, or facility that houses powerful weapons or highly classified information. I'm going to repeat that one. A password lock on your inner VTV screen is a must in much the same way as a lock is to any cabinet, container, computer, or facility that houses powerful weapons or highly classified information. Think about that. Nothing in this world was ever made or produced without first going through the mind and then projected on the visualization screen. You need to safeguard your weapons and classified information from this moment on. If you see an image that does not align with your values and warrior beliefs, it is not yours. Seeing images pop up in your mind that aren't yours is like the endless advertising that bombards us and our brain constantly. Now is the time to turn off all push notifications for negative thoughts. Yeah. All right, I am going to leave like there's a... So we've got the quick exercise. Quick exercise now here that you can do. I'm going to leave you on this chapter. All right, so locking your VTV screen. Find a comfortable position, either lying down or sitting upright. Take a deep breath in and let it out. Close your eyes and concentrate on your breath. Do this for a couple of minutes. Now concentrate on relaxing your whole body from the tip of your head to the tip of your toes. Imagine breathing in the white light of relaxation and breathing out the dark colored tension. Imagine really feeling the white light coming down through your head and filling up your entire body. Fantastic. Feels good. Yeah? Now, with your eyes closed, look up into your forehead and imagine you have on the most amazing 3D virtual reality goggles. This is now your first VTV screen. No matter where you are or how you turn your head up or down, left or right, front or back, you can see everything in amazing clarity and depth. It may be black at first. It may be black at first because you haven't unlocked it with your passcode. Let's do that now. In a comfortable position, concentrating on your breathing, I now want you to have a little fun. In your mind's eye, see 2 words or 2 objects flash up on your VTV screen. This can happen repeatedly, very fast. Let yourself go here. Have loads of fun. Bring out your inner child. Don't think too much or force this process. Just relax and laugh when you keep seeing 2 absurd and ridiculous words or objects appearing on your screen. The more you smile and laugh, the more ridiculous the words become. It's so much fun. When a pair of words keep repeatedly flashing on your VTV screen, say the 2 words repeatedly in your mind. These 2 absurd words that make you smile the most will be your password to your first VTV screen. Congratulations. You are now ready to turn on and test your VTV screen. Concentrate on your breath for a few seconds. And that, by the way, may take anywhere from, it could take minutes, hours, and it could even take days to come up with the 2-word password, but just closing your eyes and just releasing, letting it go. But what you're saying is you're saying to your subconscious mind and to the higher source and it's just crazy. All these crazy words. And it's your mind. Nobody's in there. Nobody can get in there. Don't worry what other people are thinking, So it could be absurd, or it could be as rude as you want, or crazy as you want. Just let yourself go with 2 words so you can lock, yeah? So the whole idea is when you can close your mind later on for the VTV screen, you can close your eyes and the 2-word password, like hairy frog. You can see that. You really see the hairy frog, like what color is the hair, how big is the frog, what kind of eyes does he got, and it's just like bang. See, it makes you smile straight away, which is releasing serotonin and dopamine. You're counteracting the cortisol, the fight or flight response, anything there, and it's making you smile, bang. And then you can look into your VTV screen, and now you're in there concentrating and focusing on your breathing, open it up, and your VTV screen is where no monkeys or anybody else can get in there, all right? It's just a really cool and fun way of going into a form of quiet meditation, more or less, yeah? So, yeah, it's kind of cool. Just lock your screen. So here we go. Congratulations, you are now ready to turn on and test your Verse VTV screen. Concentrate on your breath for a few seconds. Close your eyes, look up in your VTV screen. To change it from black, mentally say your absurd password with a smile on your face and notice how your screen changes color. It may be slight or it may be bright. There is no right or wrong here. With your eyes closed and VTV screen on, I want you to now imagine you are standing in your kitchen. Now, count all your cupboards. Yeah? Count all your cupboards. So with your eyes closed, you're standing in your kitchen, count all your cupboards. See all your cupboards on your VTV screen. Move around within your kitchen. Yeah, great. Now count all the drawers in your kitchen. Fantastic. This is visualization. Now with your mind's eye still closed and looking at your amazing 3D TV screen, I want you to imagine making yourself your favorite hot drink while you are in your kitchen. Use all your senses. Feel the texture of the cupboard handle as you open it to get out your favorite cup out. Yeah. Hear your favorite music playing in the background as you hear the jug begin to boil. You may hear birds, traffic, or the ocean, depending on where you live. Now smell the coffee, chocolate, or tea as you take it out of its container. How good does it smell? Smile as it smells even better when you add the hot water. See the steam rise from the cup as you pick it up and put it to your lips. Feel the smoothness of the cup against your lips as you take a sip. Now really savor the beautiful taste of your favorite drink. Let the taste linger on your mouth for a little while before its warmth trickle down your throat. How well does this positive image of you making your favorite drink make you feel? Yeah, it's so good. Congratulations once again. This is visualization. This is the powerful VTV screen weapon you, as the warrior, were born with. But now you have the capacity to lock your VTV screen, and it is accessible only to you. When you open your eyes, your VTV screen locks automatically. You may get thoughts, images, and messages in your mind from outside sources, as is the nature of being human, but they will have no relevance or control over you unless you unlock and project them on your personal VTV screen. If you, the warrior, did not put the visions on your VTV screen, they are not yours and do not concern, upset, or unravel you. So there we go. So that's your first visualization TV screen. I hope you enjoyed that. The next chapter is going to be cool. That's your creative grotto, which is kind of cool. I take you into this really amazing place. So we're going to have 2 screens that we're going to lock inside your mind. So yeah, I'll explain those later. But the creative grotto is amazing. It's actually I've got the meditation or the creative grotto. I'm talking you through that on my new CD that's coming out, which is called Flute Elements. It's got my 5 flutes, and they represent spirit, earth, water, wind, and air. And then at the bottom of the CD, there is going to be a bonus meditation track called Into the Grotto. So yeah, that's what the next chapter is about. So I hope that's you're understanding the VTV screen and the mental images in your mind that you must have. But if we lock a screen in there, it's just like, oh man, now we hold the power. Nobody can get in. Nobody's beliefs, nobody's opinions, nobody's thoughts, nobody's programming. So it's all yours. And so we're going to be teaching you how very shortly that it's all going to be positive, powerful, and amazing in there. Tracy Barnes put me down for a CD, Michael Bennett. Yes, sure. They should be ready for me to pick up by the end of this week, I think. Yeah, all printed and pressed and done. Yeah, it's kind of cool. I really like it. And I thank you, Joshua Tree, for producing that for me, helping produce that for me, and the company Music Media for putting it all together. So that's cool. So all right, there we go. There we go, peeps. Yes, you can pick up the book, my book, Deb's book, and the CD from Muse Crystals and Mystical Gifts. Thank you, Florence. I like story time with Mr. B. Yeah, it's cool, isn't it? It's great. Thank you. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it. I'm saying it's great because I enjoy it as well. So let me just find my bookmark. And it was a little bit easier to read with my reading glasses on and the light in the right position where I wasn't trying to squint, just going to go, yeah, I've got this. No, I didn't. But yeah, so we're a little way through the book, and if you want to go back and you want to check out all the or share the book readings, you can go to the My Ninja Academy YouTube page, and there is a playlist called Become a Mind Ninja, which has from 1 all the way down to how many I'm doing on the playlist of, on Become a Mind Ninja in the My Ninja Academy YouTube page. And you'll also find, sound healing vibrations playlist as well, which has my sound baths and the flute and stuff in there, plus some more interesting things that I've found and done on the way on the YouTube channel. So that's the My Ninja Academy YouTube channel. Subscribe and enjoy. Follow Michael Bennett and his My Ninja Academy on Facebook and YouTube page. Thanks, Tracy. I appreciate it. All right, peeps, I'm going to leave you on that. Have yourself a glorious and fantastic day. Whatever you're doing, make sure it makes you happy. Even if your monkeys are thinking that it's not making you happy, sink into something that you're grateful about it, or about the day, or about yourself, that you can just sink into gratitude. Do that with a smile on your face, and you can just change your feelings and your persona. Yeah? Okay? Just trying to help you out there. And don't forget to wear your best curve, which is your smile, of course. Yeah? All right, peeps. I love you, and I'll catch you later. All right? Cheers. Thanks for listening in. Cheers. Yeah.